What's going on, YouTube? It's your man, Big Play Killer, man, back in the building. I'm gonna drop this video for y'all. This is my first video of my series. Tell me, what do you think? Tell me, what do you think about this right here? All right, so we had a big discussion today, going back and forth, and in one of the groups, private groups that I'm in, and it was some guys. And a lot of these guys played ball and stuff, and they did things with their career. You know what I'm saying? They names are in the record books. So a lot of guys were saying they hate all this talk about Deontay Wilder. He's not that good of a guy. If he boxed back in the day with real heavyweights like Mike Tyson, Ali, or Lennox Lewis, Holyfield, or Buster Douglas, they'll make short work of him. And all of them was like, I agree 100%, all that kind of stuff. And you know, I was the solo artist. And y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments. If I'm right, tell me I might have a leg to stand on. Now, I told them, I said, look here, you can't never say a guy that has never lost a fight would get killed by anybody. This dude ain't never lost a fight. This dude is a 6'6" or 6'7". If you look at the history of boxing, a lot of guys that are real big, the guy that has the most knockouts on this list, he was 6'6". Another Hall of Famer, Lennox Lewis, I think he was like 6'4" and almost close to 6'5". The Klinko brothers, they was like 6'5", 6'6". So you got a lot of, like Muhammad Ali, he was like 6'3". So you got a lot of guys that was like taller than a normal sized person in that era that's going on the Hall of Fame. A lot of these dudes was big dudes. And so like an average heavyweight is like 6 foot tall. Then when you get these above average heavyweights, they got longer reach, they got longer length. And if you look at it, Mike Tyson, he beat a lot of guys, but a lot of guys he got beat by was these real tall, lanky guys. I think Buster Douglas was like 6'3", 6'4", something like that. So a lot of people he fought that he had a hard time with, except for Holyfield, it was big dudes. But if you look at the knockouts, Deontay Wilder, and this is what I try to tell them, everybody know like Mike Tyson was this firecracker and was knocking people out and everything. The thing about Mike Tyson that was so good that people don't realize is he was doing it at a very early age. Very early age. And he was a short guy. He was shorter than normal heavyweights. So when it was like this little dude, he was like the underdog. So it was like, man, this little dude, and everybody was going crazy because it's kind of like the Cleveland Browns going to the Super Bowl. Like there's nobody expect this little dude to be knocking these big men out. And so that was the craze about Mike Tyson. But this is the thing. Mike Tyson, one of the best knockout artists of all time. Mike Tyson has 44 knockouts. The top guy, Primo, he has 69 knockouts. George Foreman has 68 knockouts. Like Primo, it's hard for me to really credit Primo with all his knockouts because he was way back in the day, like 1935. And like I said, this dude was big. He was 6'6", big, muscular guy. But the thing about back in the 1935s, Joe Louis ended up fighting him, and Joe Louis knocked him out in the 3rd round. So, and Joe Louis was way smaller than this man. But this is the thing. Joe Louis had to fight in a little like semi-pros or whatever league for like 4 years before he could. He was like, I mean, he had won a whole bunch of fights before they would move him up. So you got this guy Primo knocking out a whole bunch of guys that really don't deserve to be in the ring with him, no way, because they holding George back. I mean Joe. They holding Joe back. So with Primo, if he'd have ran into George earlier in his career, maybe he would retire earlier. He would not have had all these fights. Now this big old man fighting people. You know, back in the day, they ain't had the same kind of training and stuff. You had guys that was working like in the factory, then they'll go box and doing stuff like that. Like it wasn't a full-time profession like that, like how it is now. And that's what I'm trying to tell my homeboys. Like the athletes nowadays are better than the ones back in the day. Like if Jerry Rice came into the league right now, he probably wouldn't get drafted in the 1st round. If Jerry Rice came into the league right now, Jerry Rice would not be the number one seed on somebody's team? I don't think he would be. Maybe he could be, but I don't think I think the game has sped up so much faster. I think it done got away from Jerry Rice. I mean, I could be wrong on that, but I don't believe if Mean Joe Green and Too Tall Jones and all them was in the league right now, they'll have the same kind of effect they had back then. Now, granted, they probably would have different training and all that kind of stuff, but the game has changed. People are getting bigger, stronger, and faster. And back then, football wasn't a full-time thing. It was just something they did every blue moon. And people didn't know you could get a real meal ticket from playing football and different kind of sports. So some people really didn't do it. Their mom and dad was like, nah, you need to go work. Now people know you can change your whole life, your whole family lifestyle if you make it to the league. So now more big guys, they family are saying, look, go ahead and go get that money, baby. You can do it. Save us all. Like, the game has changed. So for Deontay Wilder, he's the new breed. So I believe if you put him back with them old boxers, he would handle his business, especially if he had the same kind of training and stuff that he has right now. And the other thing about Deontay Wilder, he has a different kind of force that he's fighting for. Like when Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson, he said he knocked out Mike Tyson because the last thing he told his mama he was going to win, his mama passed away. So he was fighting that fight for his mama. Like, he got knocked down by Mike Tyson, but he got back up and kept fighting because he had a different kind of why. Deontay Wilder's why is his little daughter. His little daughter, she had scoliosis or something. I think it's scoliosis. My bad if I messed that up. But so he's fighting for his daughter. He was fighting to get his daughter the medical attention that she needed, medical care, because he couldn't really pay for it like that. So he started fighting to get the money up, and now he's still fighting for his daughter. Like, he's telling his daughter, baby, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. You give me the strength to go in there and do what I do. So he's fighting for his daughter while he's in the ring. He's not just fighting for himself. So that man got a different kind of why, and he's 6'7", and he got punching power from the first round to the 12th round. He can knock you out. I've seen him knock people out throughout the whole fight. Even when he's been in trouble, he's came back and knocked people out. And the other thing about him, every man that he's faced in the boxing ring have laid on that campus and closed their eyes for a second. Everybody he's faced, but one man has got a TKO called on him. Like, everybody but one man. And that one man really don't want to fight him right now. That one man was on the campus asleep. I thought he was done. And he got up like somebody put some smelling salt to his nose and he just jumped up at 5 seconds. I thought he was knocked out. I thought they were going to have to come get him like with a stretcher or whatever, but he jumped up. So if you look at it, Deontay Wilder is 16th on the list with all the heavyweights for knockouts. And he's still in his prime. He's 4 away from Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's kind of like in the middle of the pack. So just 4 more knockouts, he move up a lot exponentially. He move up. I think I said that right. We'll find out. But if he go on another like 2-3 years with good fights, he'll be like in the top 10 with knockouts. So you can't say this dude ain't that guy, especially when back in the day they fought way more. So you got fighters back in the day that was fighting like 6 times a year, and now you got fighters now fighting 2 to 3 times a year. They don't have the same kind of opportunity to knock as many guys out as the guys back in the day did. But he's still up there with them. He's still up in the pack, and he's never lost. So you can't discredit that. Y'all let me know what y'all think, and leave your comments down below, and I will try to comment. Like, I'm out here working, doing other things, but I will try to get back with y'all guys, because I miss hanging out with the fellas, man. All right, people, I'm out.